The humidity is high, the mosquitoes are swarming, and the smell of barbecue is in the air. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first TLSN baseball broadcast of the season between the 9-1 Grinnell Tigers and the 4-7 Benton Bobcats, sponsored by Polyeyes.
Hey there, I'm Joey Polyeye, third generation owner of Polyeyes in Grinnell. Since 1957, we've been serving you the flavors you savor. Dine in, carry out, or pick up our frozen pizzas for a night in. Our promise to you? Everything is made from scratch, and we only use the freshest ingredients, guaranteed. Plus, get your kids signed up for our Pags Pals program to get free pizza and shirts. Visit polyeyesgrinnellia.com or ask your server how to sign up. See you soon at Polyeyes Pizza Grinnell on 5th Ave between Main and Broad Street.
Once again, thank you to Polyeyes Pizza for sponsoring the baseball game tonight. We'll be seeing them quite a bit through the baseball season, and we look forward to catching up with Joey and all that he's got cooking over there in downtown Grinnell. I'm Blake Walker along with my partner Dan Walker, and we finally made it out to a baseball game. Baseball season is upon us. We're catching up 10 games in, which isn't that bad at all, or 11 games in, excuse me. We're used to being inside for basketball. I mean, we've been out in the elements for football, but this is a whole new horizon here. And if anything's a little shaky tonight, just know that this is our first time going at the try here.
Definitely something different. We haven't done any baseball or softball in the past, so this is kind of the opening night for that. We're really excited. We've sit down earlier and we did media day with the baseball team. Tony Stenberg's kind of opened up this whole ball diamond for us, and he's just been really gracious. So we're pretty excited. I think we're going to look at a really good ball game tonight. And again, it may be a little bit shaky out here on the field, but I'm going to swing it back to Blake. We got some special guest out in the field tonight.
Yeah, tonight throwing out the first pitch for tonight's game is Grinnell alumni Eli Dunn. Dunn was a 2014 high school graduate, and during his high school career, Eli lettered in baseball 5 times and held 4 records for the sport. He had 297 career strikeouts, 22 career wins. His ERA, or he led since his, he led the ERA in with a .21 ERA in 2012, and his career record ERA was 1.69. Eli went on to play football at UNI, finished 5th all-time in career passing yards with 6,513, 5th all-time in passing touchdowns with 51, 4th all-time in career passing completions with 538, and also he was the FCS National Player of the Week twice.
Yeah, Eli Dunn, he has done virtually everything as possible here at the Grinnell High School. Even if you walk down the hallways, you're going to see Eli's name up on as an all-stater in baseball, basketball, and football. So he's kind of, you'd say, a tri-star athlete. It's been kind of a joy to watch Eli grow as a player. You know, he started out as a freshman playing quite a bit of ball and then worked his way all the way up in every sport that he was in. He had just achieved a lot of great things. So, and then to carry on into UNI playing up there at that level and being an all-star. So definitely it's really neat to see Eli out here, and especially you're going to get into here in a minute being a Little League night. So we have all these Little League players running around here to see someone that they've heard this big name. You know, Eli didn't play baseball in college, but yet to know that that was a reputable name coming from Grinnell playing at a college level. So I think it's really neat to have Eli out here tonight.
We're going to take a quick break, let all the infield stuff go on, the national anthem and such, and we will be back for first pitch between Grinnell and Benton. right, so starting pitcher tonight, number 23, Jake Hull, is on the mound tonight. This will be his 5th appearance of the season. He's got a 3-1 record. He's pitched 21 innings and an ERA of 3.33, 28 strikeouts. So a pretty good start for Jake Hull. We'll see if he can bring home a win tonight for the Tigers against this pretty talented Benton team.
Leading off for Benton, shortstop number 7, Brady Sadler. Pitching, Jake Hull. Game time 7:32.
So the Bobcats step up. First hitter of the night would be junior for Benton, Brady Sadler, as we are off and running here at Fowler Field. And Jake Hull's first pitch finds the dirt. Two balls, no strikes. Third pitch upcoming for Jake here. And he's on the board. 2 balls, 1 strike coming up on top. Coming into this game, Benton's allowed 78 hits. Grinnell's only allowed 42. Quite the differential. 3 balls, 1 strike. And Jake gets the strike. Full count, 3-2. Jake goes middle and fouled. Three-two. And Jake puts it right down Main Street, and he's got his first strikeout of the evening.
Stepping into the box next for Benton, center fielder number 8, Turner Schroeder.
Turner Schroeder, the junior, up to bat now for Benton. He sends this one toward middle, and it'll drop. So Benton gets on the board, or gets on first here on the second batter up.
Number 24, Ian Rupp.
Another junior up to bat here. Third, number 24, Ian Rupp, up for the Bobcats. 1 on first for Benton. Just high. Jake will get called on the ball. Swing and a miss. Benton's on-base percentage so far this year is .330. That thing is lined to left field, and it will drop for a foul. One ball, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the inning, or at the top of the first. Again, 1 on base for Benton. And this one's high, popped up. Backing up and making the catch. That'll be Nick Williams who came down with it there. 2 outs. 1 on base. Fourth in lineup here for the Bobcats, Cade Timmerman. Number 12. 2 outs, 1 on for the Bobcats. That one goes right down the middle, and Jaden tries to get him picked to no avail. Jake threw the strike anyway. 0-1. Swing and another miss. Jake's got him at 0-2. 0-2 pitch for Hull. Here at the top of the first 2 outs. Swing and a miss, and the side is retired. Headed to the bottom of the first. Scoreless, 0-0.
All right, we have 5 more names for the Little League drawing. Braxton Schaefer. Jake, you are on the Black Majors team. Brady.
So up to pitch for Benton, number 23, Justice McFarland, the junior, and up to bat, number 22, Blake Hollabaugh, the senior, starting the night for the Tigers. So far this season, Blake, 35 at-bat appearances, 11 hits so far, and 2 RBIs. Right now the count is 2-0, 2 balls, no strikes here at the bottom of the first. And there's strike 1. As Blake told us in the media day earlier this season, he obviously was joked about it, that he struck out the most out of anyone on the team last year, wanting to improve that. Fouls this one off. Evens the count at 2-2. Two pitch coming for Benton. And that one's just high. And the count's full, 3-2. Hollabaugh fouls that one off. No outs, none on. Hollabaugh, bottom of the first here, first batter up on 3-2. And Hollabaugh lines that one. Can it get down to the gap? It does. Down for a base hit, and Hollabaugh's on base.
Stepping into the box next for Grinnell. Third baseman, number 6, Colin Gibson.
So Colin Gibson steps up to bat here, second batter up. Hollabaugh on first. As Gibson set in the box. Went for the bunt fake there. That'll be called for ball 1. Had to get picked off there. Hollaba jumps back to first. Count is 1 ball, no strikes. And that one above Collins' head. Ball 2. Two-0. Just outside. There'll be 3-0 upcoming for the Bobcats. Three-0 pitch. Again outside, and he walks him. So Hollaba moves to second, and Colin Gibson heads to first base. And up to bat is Jaden Gibson.
The catcher, number 7, Jaden Gibson. Number 7.
That one just outside. Fall down 1-0. One-0 pitch coming, and again, just kind of down in the dirt. That'll put 2-0 here. McFarland trying to settle in here to start the first. That's the catcher out to talk with McFarland. Jaden Gibson, the senior, obviously headed to Western Illinois this fall to play baseball. He had 14 runs and 13 hits, 1 double and 2 home runs. Obviously leads the team. Team in all has 3 home runs. Jake Cole has 1 of them. Jaden has 2. Batting .419 this year. 2 balls, no strikes, no outs. 2 on base for Grinnell at first and second. That one's just inside the strike zone. 2-1. Jaden settles in, and that one's going to be rocked out to the outfield. Benton's going to get underneath it and record it down for the out. Good contact, just couldn't get enough carry on it. And Benton was able to make the play.
The pitcher, number 23, Jake Hall.
So the man on top of the mound, Jake Hole, steps up to bat. Has 11 hits so far this season on 28 at-bat appearances. And that'll be a called strike. Nice pitch by McFarland. Oh and 1 out. Hollaba still on second. Gibson still on first. And Jake Cole knocks that thing down the right field line. Is it going to drop? Yes, could have been caught, but dropped. And it's a foul ball. 0-2 upcoming here for Jake as he trots back to pick up the bat. One out, 0-2 pitch coming. Farland's pitch. Got him. Must have barely just grazed the strike zone. And out trots Noah Reese.
The designated hitter, number 10, Noah Reese.
So Reese comes in as a designated hitter for tonight. He started 2 games this year. He has 1 hit and Reese fouls that one off. That was played in 8 of the 10 games so far this year. 2 runs, 1 hit, batting .125. As that ball is just outside, called for ball 1. That one again outside. Again, still 2 on base. Hollabaugh up on second. Gibson over on first. 2 outs, 2 on. The count is 2-1. And that's just inside the strike zone again. 2-2. Two pitch on the way. Outside, 3-2. So another full count. Seems like he's fooled him up quite a few times here so far on this inning. 3-2 pitch with 2 outs. And outside, and Reese is going to head to first base, and the bases are loaded here to start the first at the bottom of the first.
Stepping into the box next for the Tigers, center fielder number 2, Brock Beck.
Brock Beck, the junior, comes into the box here. 26 plate appearances, 5 runs, 8 hits. As that one goes out for ball 1. Now with a big chance to bring home our runner here. Hollabaugh's on third. And that one's outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Hollabaugh on third, Gibson on second, and Reese on first. McFarland's walked 2 straight here. And that one's low. 3 balls, no strikes. Grinnell's closing in here on bringing home a runner here in the bottom of the first. Pitch, got him. Strike 1. Farland's got a little bit he can kind of work with here. 3-1 pitch. Brock lines it, and it's going to be an easy out. And Grinnell comes up empty despite putting up 2 hits. 0-0. We're all knotted up after 1. be number 20, Aiden Harris, the freshman up for Benton here. Already down 1-0, 1 ball, no strikes. And Aiden's going to send this one toward center field, and Brock Hull, like a gazelle, comes in and takes that out.
Now batting for Benton, right fielder number 9, Landon Schmuckler.
Landon Schmucker up to bat here for Benton. And that one's lined right toward the base coach. I'm not sure if he got hit. Looks like he maybe just missed him. Strike 1. And looked like he hit him. Didn't hit him. Called for ball 1. And a swing and a miss. Got him down. Count is 1-2. 1 out, down already here at the top of the second. We're all knotted up at 0. And that'll be called for ball 2. Grinnell 2 hits, Benton with 1. Here's the 2-2 pitch by Jake, and he's hit the pitcher. So Schmucker goes to the first base.
Pitcher number 23, Justice McFarland.
Now the pitcher McFarland comes up to bat. That one's high. Jaden tries to get the cut off and couldn't get there. Nice play by Drew on first base. Ball 1. That one high again. And Stenberg's going to have a talk with Jake on the mound. Gibson comes running up as well. A little shaky start for Jake Hull, but try to get his composure back down here and get going. Again, Justice McFarland, the junior, is on the mound. Benton only has 2 seniors on their roster, Chris Breeze and Ian Garbers. Pretty young squad Benton's got here. Grinnell with 56 RBIs so far this season. Benton with only 26. Shows you where each team's sitting at so far. Count is 2-0. Here's Jake. And that one's lined foul. That one down again. This will be 3-1 upcoming. Already got 1 on base. Jake going to try to settle in here for the Tigers. McFarland in the box. And got it. Strike 2. Count is full. 3-2. Good night for baseball here. 80 degrees is what we're getting at. The wind today got up to almost 20 miles an hour out of the east. Humidity at about 48%. As that one's going to be lined over Owen Kaufman's head. That bounces down, and Benton advances the runner. So a base hit for the Bobcats. And it's 2 on base. Only 1 out in the inning.
Left fielder number 10, Drew Lang. Courtesy runner for Benton.
Drew Lang comes up.
Number 1, Aiden Thompson.
So Drew Lang comes up. Number 10, he is a junior for the Bobcats. As Jaden went out there, had a little chat with Jake. So Lang steps into the batter's box. One out here at the top of the second. Grinnell and Benton, 0-0. 2 hits apiece, 2 on base here for Benton. As Jake goes down Main Street, and it's going to be called for a ball. Catch that. 1 hit for Grinnell. Strike right down the middle. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 2 on base for the Bobcats here at the top of the second. As that one right down. Strike 2. Better if I stay. Count is 1-2. As Jake's up on top of the mound here, getting ready to go. Right down the middle, and he got him. Jaden tries to get the pick off. To no avail, but still 2 outs, 2 on base.
Now batting for the Bobcats, designated hitter number 14, Grant Embertson.
So Grant Embertson comes up to bat for the Bobcats here, designated hitter. Grinnell's only allowed 42 hits all year. That's a good pitch by Jake, strike 1. Count is 0-1, and that one's just high, even it at 1-1. One pitch coming. And that one's lined over the middle and hauled in by Owen Kaufman. He steps on the base, and that'll retire the side. Grinnell holds Benton at 0. We're tied 0-0, headed to the bottom of the second. Grinnell coming up next. So up to bat for Grinnell here, Nick Williams.
For the Tigers, second baseman number 5, Nick Williams.
Nick the junior, 19 plate appearances, 2 runs, 5 hits, and 5 RBIs. He's batting .263 on the young season. McFarland still on the mound, and that one's going to be lined to third base. Easy out. This is Drew Kaufman up to bat. He's going to send this one to left field. Is he going to be able to drop? It doesn't. It's dropped, and Drew's on first. So Benton couldn't make the play, and Kaufman gets on base.
Now batting for the Tigers, right fielder number 3, Parker
So Parker
Johnson.
Johnson steps up to the plate here to bat. the right fielder for the Tigers. So Kaufman's on first. 1 out. And that's going to be called the ball. Farland outside, called for ball 2. O2 pitch from McFarland. Strike 1. Two-one pitch, 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Kaufman on first. And that one's just high, put it at 3-1. Three-one pitch. Right down the middle. Parker watched it. Count is full at 3-2 for Parker. And right down the middle, McFarland gets him going. Count is 1-1. Still knotted up. 0-0 here at the bottom of the second. Tight match so far between Grinnell and Benton. 2 on base for the Tigers with 1 out. McFarland almost hits Hollabaugh with that pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike. Hollabaugh 8 strikeouts on the season so far. Batting .314 on the season. That one's low. Count is 3-1. Three-one pitch coming by McFarland. And Hollabaugh cranks that thing to the outfield. Benton's going to come and make a play on it, and they do. Grinnell will get back to their bases. And Hollabaugh trots back to the dugout. So up to bat for Grinnell, Colin Gibson.
For Grinnell, third baseman, number 6, Colin Gibson.
So 2 outs for Grinnell here at the bottom of the second. 2 on base. Kaufman over at second. And Johnson over here at first. As Colin Gibson steps into the plate. And McFarland stretches for ball 1. That one outside, up top. And he's at 2-0. Two-0 pitch. Gibson lines it through the middle. It's going to bounce. Step on first, and retire the side, and we're headed to the top of the third. Still 0-0. Grinnell and Benton tied. All right, we're up here in the booth with Dan Imhoff. Damian Imhoff,
Yep,
excuse
Damien,
me.
yep.
Good to see you out here tonight. Little League night. This is the 3rd annual Little League night. What's this all about? I mean, what's with all the kids out here this evening?
Well, it's just community coming together with, our high school program and our youth program with Grinnell Little League, and just kind of bringing attention to the varsity program, and also just kind of having a fun night for the younger kids. And they just, they go down to Arns Park and they're playing their local leagues, but it's good for them. A lot of these kids wouldn't be exposed to something like this, so it's just kind of exposure for both programs, really.
How many kids do you have out this season?
Program-wise, from T-ball on up to Babe Ruth, we're looking at like 260 kids. So,
a lot of
we're
kids.
yeah, we're providing programming for from ages from 4 all the way up to ages of 15.
Who do your coaches consist of? Just community members? Do you have some people out of town, or?
So coaches typically are a volunteer parent that has a child playing. There's been times where maybe we didn't have enough parents to volunteer, and maybe we'd bring in maybe a college kid or maybe a grandparent or someone that's been in the program before and knows that the need for coaching, but typically a volunteer parent. Yeah.
How long does the season last? When does it start and when does it usually end?
So games typically start early May. Practices will run through the month of April, and then as time allows throughout the season. And regular season wraps up mid to late June. And for some of our older division or relationship with Jaden Gibson as well. So my son, I've been in the middle school and had Eli's mom, Mrs. Hagdon, as a principal, have picked up on some of that. And I think some folks have been to some UNI football games here the last few years, so they're hearing Eli's name in relation to football. So I think they're picking up on some parts and pieces of that. And then I think if they're listening to some of his records and statistics, hopefully that kind of registers at some level that's a big deal for having Eli out here too.
Well, we thank you for your time. We really appreciate you coming up, and good luck to you the rest of this Little League season.
Could I thank our sponsors real quick?
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. We couldn't do a lot of this without some funding through our local sponsors. We got E6 Plumbing, Ramsey Weeks, Malcolm Lumber, ASI Signs, Country Inns and Suites, Edward Jones Investments, Steve Link Ford, First State Bank, Gabe Neighbors Construction, and Lincoln Savings Bank, and Van Tomey Concrete and Landscape. So special thanks to them, and thanks to you guys for having us up here tonight.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank you. It's good to talk to some of the leaders here in the community, especially, we can't do that during baseball or basketball and football games. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and if it isn't for these volunteers doing all this work down here in the background for the Little League, what do you say, 260 kids? That's incredible.
A lot of kids.
That many kids out, and those numbers are, hopefully they stay up. And you look at what's in the 9th grade, 8th grade through 9th grade program here, and the high schools even had they've been fortunate that we've had some good 8th graders step in and play on this varsity level. And looking out here on the field earlier, Colin Gibson is one of them. As an 8th grader he played, and I know his brother Jaden also played as an 8th grader. So that's pretty incredible, and that all goes to contribute to what happens down on the bottom side for those kids.
J. Cole launches that thing to right field. It's right down the line. Jaden Gibson's going to be turning on his high horse, and he's going to be stopped at third. So J. Cole comes up with the double, and we got 2 on base on third and second. And no outs, 2 on, as Grinnell grabs their 4th hit of the evening. You always know when it's good when a pitcher can get your team going. So Reese, the designated hitter, steps into the box here for the Tigers with no outs and 2 on. And Reese lines that one to third base and caught immediately for an out. But only 1 down.
Now batting for Grinnell, center fielder number 2.
Brock Beck steps up to the plate here for the Tigers. Good chance for him to hit something here. McFarland high on the mound. And it's a bunt right down the field line, and it's just going to be called foul. The grass must have been cut the wrong way. So Beck steps back into the box here. 2 men on, 1 out. And swing and a miss. Make it 0-2 on the count. And Rocks, swing and a miss. He's out for out number 3.
Now batting for Grinnell, second baseman, number 5, Nick Williams.
So Williams, Nick steps up to the bat here. 2 quick outs for Benton, as Grinnell's going to try to score one in here at the bottom of the 3rd. And Nick lines this one to 3rd. It's bobbled up in the air, and it's going to drop. And Jaden Gibson comes home. Jake Hull's going to follow, and he is in. Grinnell's on the board. 2-0 by the error by the Benton Bobcats, and Grinnell takes a 2-0 lead. So that adds Nick's RBI totaled up to 7 on the season. Pretty productive year so far, 11 games in.
Yeah, nice little rip right in there between third base and shortstop, and it actually bounced off, I think, third baseman's glove, so it even had a little bit help on that side.
Drew steps up, batting 172 on the season. Grinnell leads 2-0 at the bottom of the 3rd, 2 outs, 1 on first. And Drew going to pop this thing up behind us. Beautiful night for baseball. We look at the weather index out by the Grinnell Regional Airport, 78 degrees. It's a beautiful night. Winds are just perfect. Pretty calm, 3.5 mile an hour wind gust. Humidity's up to 51%. And the sunset's going to set around here in about 30 minutes. And we'll be in darkness. Drew feeling a little bit of darkness there as he's going to strike out. We're headed to the 4th inning. Grinnell got on top, 2-0. 5 hits for Grinnell.
Names for the Little League drawing: Emmett Brown, Ellie Mental, Kirsten Gregson, Jasmine Cooper.
This 4th inning coming up is sponsored by Polly Eyes Pizza. Here's your advertisement sponsor.
Hey there, I'm Joey Polley, 3rd generation owner of Polley Eyes in Grinnell. Since 1957, we've been serving you the flavors you savor. Dine in, carry out, or pick up our frozen pizzas for a night in. Our promise to you? Everything is made from scratch, and we only use the freshest ingredients, guaranteed. Plus, get your kids signed up for our Pags Pals program to get free pizza and shirts. Visit polyeye'sgrinnellia.com or ask your server how to sign up. See you soon at Polly Eyes Pizza Grinnell on 5th Ave between Main and Broad Street.
Once again, thank you to Polly Eyes Pizza for being our sponsor for tonight's game and our sponsor throughout the baseball season. Remember, if you want to contact us and sponsor us, hit us up on Tiger Sports Livestream Network.com, TLSNsports.com. Head over to the contact info and hit us up. We'd love to sponsor. Jake Hole gets on the board with the strike. Here at the top of the fourth, Grinnell leads 2-0. 5 hits to Benton's 2. Strike 2. Good start for Jake. After a little bit of a shaky start, he's off going. 0-2 strike. This one lined over Williams' head, and it's going to drop down for a base hit for number 12. That was Cade Timmerman.
Now batting for the Bobcats, third baseman, number 20, Aiden Harris.
Number 20, Aiden Harris steps up to bat here, the freshman for Benton. Benton averaging 3.5 runs per game. Grinnell, on the other hand, are averaging 7.2 runs per game. Grinnell's on a nice little track for that. 0-1. And make it 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs, 1 on base for Benton. They're going to try to tie this ball game up here in this 4th inning. As Jake, that one. 2 on base, no outs. Down the middle, down for strike 1. Drew at first base, so even despite having glasses on, holding his hand up, that sun's going to be right in the player's eyes. This is going to be a foul ball here, strike 2. We'll be back here Tuesday night as Grinnell takes on Pella Christian. We got a doubleheader. Yippee. Nice doubleheader action between Grinnell and Pella Christian. Little Hawkeye Conference game. Grinnell in pretty nice control of the Little Hawkeye Conference, as that one is going to be foul. That's pretty close toward the line there. No outs, but the count is at 0-2. Grinnell going to try to get a hold of this inning here. Oh, 0-2 pitch coming here for Jake. And it's going to be called for a ball. And right down the middle, and he strikes him out. So that would be Landon Schmucker goes to the dugout. 1 out, 2 on still, as number 23, Justice McFarland, comes up to bat for the Bobcats. In terms of the Little Hawkeye Conference, like I said, Grinnell's on top with a 9-1 record. The next closest team would be Oskaloosa at 4-3, who Grinnell's already beaten. Dallas Center Grimes at 6-5. They got that win over Grinnell the other night. Pella Christian, their next opponent, 4-4. Pella off to a struggling start at 3-5. Indianola 3-6. Norwalk at 2-4, and Newton is 1-4, but that has not been updated for a while. I believe they were 5-7, I want to say. Strike 1. Top of the 4th, 1 out. Grinnell up 2-0 on the Bobcats. And Jaden going to try to pick him off again. Not in time. Owen sure thought it was. Count is even at 1-1.
That's the second time they've tried to make that jump off there. Hopefully as he starts getting a little bit longer leap every time he stretches out.
1-1 pitch. Right down Main Street. Strike 2. And that'll be called for strike 3. They tried to pick him off there. No good, but 2 outs.
Now batting for the Bobcats,
Setting up.
left fielder number 10, Drew Lang.
In terms of the WOMAC West, the conference that Benton's in, that conference struggling start. 5-6 is the best record, and that's held by Clear Creek, Amana, Vinton, Shellsburg 4-5, and Benton at 4-7. South Tame and Independence make up the bottom of that conference. Strike 1 swinging. Two outs, count is 0-1. Strike 2. Seems like Jake's settling in more as the game goes on.
Yeah, definitely get a little bit more comfortable. That sun's starting to tuck behind a little bit more, so it's not as driving into his eyes.
0-2 pitch, 2 outs. Got him swinging, and that's the end of the half inning. We're headed to the bottom of the fourth. Grinnell leads 2-0 besides Benton putting on 2 on base.
A few more names for the Little League drawing. Luke Olson, Josie Smith, Keegan Hobbs, Maya Costo, Ariana, you play on the orange team, you're number 13. Logan McDonald, Rihanna Reese, Tyler Costo. Right fielder number 3,
Parker Johnson up to bat here at the bottom of the fourth. Grinnell leads 2-0. 5 hits for Grinnell, 4 for Benton. McFarland still on the mound for the Bobcats as Johnson's up to bat. And that'll be called for strike 1.
who's the only player in the 5 home run club to steal home at least 10 times. No, it's a Major League Baseball player. No. Willie Mays didn't hit 500 home runs. I can't ask again. I'm busy right now. No.
Strike 2, just outside.
Ooh, that one was way up.
That's the one thing I have going on.
Good old trivia here at the ballpark this evening. Parker Johnson's going to send this one, and it is going to drop down outside of third base. And Parker's down for a hit.
Parker Johnson lead off hit.
6 hits for Grinnell. Good to see the bats going for Grinnell, considering the struggle they've
so
been.
far tonight, Grinnell's just kind of finding that sweet spot to the left-hand side and the left field there.
Been really scrunched in. Out in the outfield, not really expecting much. Hollabaugh tries for the bunt, and didn't go back.
No. No, it's not Willie Mays. Somebody just said it. No. No. Somebody said the answer. Yeah, it's Babe Ruth. Come here. What's your name? Kieran. Wow.
Bunt laid down. Parker heads to second. Can Hollabaugh get it on his high horse? Doesn't get there in time, but Parker sets up on second. Good effort by Blake Holloway.
Now batting for Grinnell. Third baseman, number
Colin
6,
Gibson
Colin
up to bat
Gibson.
now for the Tigers. 1 on, 1 out. Bottom of the inning for Grinnell. The sun's starting to reach down behind the plains, just to the west of us. Farland goes high. Ball 1. Coming into this game, Grinnell led the Little Hawkeye Conference with 56 RBIs. Now add on 58 after Nick Williams, too. And that one's just outside for ball 3.
Hey, can you guys go down off the steps and let me fall, please? Thank you.
3-0. Make it 4-0. Colin Gibson's headed to first base.
Now batting for the Tigers.
McFarland's walked quite a bit tonight for the Bobcats. Not helping his cause too much, but still hanging in here, and the catcher's going to go visit.
For fourth inning trivia. I'll fill you in with the particulars between innings.
So Jaden Gibson up to bat. We know his power. 2 home runs so far on the season. He's looking for number 3. Had a pretty good consecutive hit.
Right now,
So McFarland.
seen what their plans were for the season, and they had a lot of things checked off as what
2-1 pitch coming for Jake. And this one swung on. Nice play by the third baseman across and out for out number 3.
Nice play by Colin Gibson. Good pick.
Gibson's able to make the great play. The coaching staff loves it, and we're headed to the bottom of the 5th. Grinnell leads 2-0 over Benton.
Hey there, I'm Joey Pollyi, third generation owner of Pollyi's in Grinnell. Since 19...
Hitting so far by Reese tonight. He's done a pretty good job. McFarland's still on the mound for the Bobcats, and that'll be called for strike 1. Both pitchers still looking pretty good after 5 innings so far, or after 4, excuse me. And that one close to Reese, down for a ball. Two balls, 1 strike. Strike 2. I'll knot it up at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Noah almost hit with that pitch, but it's going to be strike 3. So Noah heads back to the dugout.
Now batting for Grinnell.
So this is number 2 Brock Beck up to bat for the Tigers here. 1 down for Benton. Pretty packed night tonight here at the Baseball Diamond. Obviously Little League night. A lot of Benton fans came out. Parking lots are full because the school is hosting a dance recital this weekend. So high school is a hot spot here this first weekend of June. Or second weekend. Ball 2 there for Benton. Count is 2-0, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. That one's going to be a strike, and it is. Ooh, Brock just never even flinched. He's headed to first base. So Brock hit with pitch, and he's headed to first base. One out, up to bat for Grinnell, Nick Williams. And they're going to get baseballs figured out here with the ump and McFarland up on the mound.
For the Tigers, second baseman, number 5, Nick Williams.
Grinnell still leads 2-0 here at the bottom of the 5th. One out, one on base. Brock's over there on first. And Nick up to bat. And outside, Brock's headed to second, and he gets down. Safe. Good stolen base by Brock. That is Brock's 9th stolen base on the year. He's yet to be picked off. And strike one there. One out, one ball, one strike for Grinnell here at the bottom of the 5th. They lead 2-0 over the Benton Community Bobcats. As Brock's headed to third, and he gets down. Make it 10 stolen bases. Brock's just working his way around, and he's in scoring position. So they sent Brock back to second. I'm not sure why. So Brock's still on second. 2 balls, 1 strike. And try to pick him off. And not going to get there. He's safe. So they're going to call, yeah, they called it interference there. That's why Brock had to head back to second base. And Nick swings and misses. Count is knotted up at 2-2. Lights are fully on here at Fowler Field. The sun is set behind the plains, as the sunset was officially 8:43 p.m. as that one's going to be fouled off. Nick stares at the pitcher. McFarland looks back at the batter's eye, swings, and this is going to be foul. He's headed for it. No, it's going to be caught in stride and out for out number 2. So Brock stays on second, and this is Drew Kaufman up to bat.
Tigers first baseman, number 13, Drew Kaufman.
Catcher once again coming out to have a chat here with his pitcher. I wouldn't be surprised if we maybe see the next man up here on the mound here sooner or later at the bottom of the 5th. McFarland's given up 6 runs so far this ball game. So Kaufman's up to bat, 2 outs, 1 on second.
6 hits.
6 hits. What did I say?
6 runs.
Oh, 6 runs. They have not given up 6 runs. 6 hits. It's 2-0. That one's just high, out for ball 1. Ball 2. Hey, you want to talk about the upcoming podcast that we got Monday, or you want to talk about this last week's?
Yeah, we had for those who haven't heard, we're doing a weekly podcast on the Tiger Sports Livestream Network. We kind of try to clue on different either athletes or coaches. The past week we sit down with Activities Director Chris Kaufman, had a really nice chat about what's going on with all the sports. Talked a little bit about the over here on Fowler Field, getting in the new concrete pads. They brought in the temporary seating. That is just what it is, temporary. We'll be going into the rest of the season after baseball is over. Then they'll start working on bringing in bids for the next round, which will actually be adding up and figuring out. They're going to get a contractor in here and get it set up so it's going to be a permanent set of seating, and then be able to go forward with that. So that's pretty cool going on through there.
And while you sent that one out, or while we were talking about that, Drew Kaufman sent one out to right field. It was able to drop, and he drove home Brockbeck. And number 2, Casey Gallagher, comes out for Benton Community. Justice McFarland heads back to the dugout with 92 pitches for the Bobcats. If you're not seeing anything on our screen, there's a reason for that. Our camera battery is low. So bear with us here. You can still hear me, but looks like we'll go into radio mode, but there's not much going on right now. This is Casey Gallagher, the freshman, stepping up on the mound here. And he's just warming up. So Grinnell takes the 3-0 lead. Drew with the RBI. So score update for you. Bottom of the 5th, 2 outs left here in the bottom of the 5th. Grinnell leads 3-0 over the Benton Community Bobcats. And I believe Parker Johnson is going to be up next to bat here for the Tigers.
Now batting for the Tigers, right fielder number 3, Parker Johnson.
So Gallagher, the freshman, steps up on the mound, and he's going to try to finish this game for the Bobcats. And with 2 outs here, he can try to retire Grinnell on the bottom of the 5th. Gallagher, pitch over the middle. It's going to be down for a ball. And we're back. Battery replaced. Count even at 1-1 with 2 outs. Gallagher floats one in for ball 2. My apologies so far this evening if there's been a baseball term that I have completely whiffed on or just completely not said correctly. I have kept up with baseball as I've gotten older. I've obviously started to watch it more. I've also played the occasional baseball video games, but I mean, that's far from Everett. I played Little League Baseball a little bit when I was younger. Parker Johnson's going to pop this thing up, and it's caught for out number 3. So we're ahead to the top of the 6th. Grinnell leads 3-0 over Benton.
Serving you the flavors you savor. Dine in, carry out, or pick up our frozen pizzas for a night in. Our promise to you, Everything is made from scratch, and we only use the freshest ingredients, guaranteed. Plus, get your kids signed up for our Pax Pals program to get free pizza and shirts. Visit polyiesgrinnellia.com or ask your server how to sign up. See you soon at Polly Eyes Pizza Grinnell on 5th Ave between Main and Broad Street.
So up to bat here at the top of the 6th inning for the Bobcats. Ian Rupp, Jay Cole still on the mound. And we'll see what the Tigers can do here at the top of the 6th. 7 hits for Grinnell, 4 for Benton. As Rupp sends that one to left field. Hollabaugh is able to come down with it, and he'll fire that one over to second base. Base hit for Benton.
Now batting for Benton, second baseman, number 12, Cade Timberman.
Obviously, everyone just saw the Polly Eyes Pizza ad. Dad, do you want to talk about how you can get into sponsoring the Tiger Sports live stream, or if you have anything to where they can hit us up on?
Yeah, if anyone is interested in sponsoring on the Tiger Sports live stream network, we have quite a few spots that are out there available. If you just go to our website at tigersln.com. There's an info page at the end, and just click on that. Or if you just want to send us an email at info@tigerslsn.com, we'll get you set up and make an appointment, come out and visit with you. For the ball games, we're looking for sponsors. If you want to sponsor a home run, you want to sponsor an inning, or if you just want to have your business come up as a commercial, video commercial, or go ahead and even put in it just as a sound commercial, much like you listen to on the radio. So, Joey Polly is one of those that has stepped up. We visited with them, and he's been a good sponsor for us. He started with us last year during the basketball season. So anyone wants to talk with us, just give me a call or send us an email, and we'll sit down and visit.
No outs, 1 on for Benton. This one's going to be fouled away. And the count is still 2-1. That one's going to be lined out. And Owen backs up, throws to first. And he's still going to be safe. It was pretty close. That'll be out for out number 1. Number 20, Aiden Harris, the freshman, up to bat here for the Bobcats. And he goes to the shortstop. Grinnell's able to make the play, make it a double play. Beautiful piece of baseball there. And we're headed to the bottom of the 6th. Grinnell leads 3-0. Stepping up for Grinnell, Blake Hollabaugh.
Left fielder, number 22, Blake Hollabaugh.
So bottom of the 6th inning here, Grinnell with the lead. This could be the last time they're up to bat here this evening. So we'll have to see what the Tigers can do here. Maybe do a little bit. As that one's just outside. Again on the mound, freshman number 2, Casey Gallagher, up on top. And he has the ball his first time. Down for ball 2. Well, Blake Hallball really stuck with his word on he's not going to strike out that much this season. He's got a pretty steady rate, and he's staying a little bit more productive.
Yeah, he said in the preseason he worked quite a bit trying to
And Gibson sends this one to the middle, and it's going to be dropped down behind the center fielder. Gibson's going to head to second. He's going to head to third. He's got the wheels, and he is going to be safe at third. Beautiful play by Colin Gibson.
He definitely put that right in the sweet spot. And that center fielder, he was right on it, but man, he just couldn't get his hand on it, and it actually bounced through and had a nice Grinnell bounce, if you were to say.
Yeah, went right behind him. It rolled farther than I thought it would. So now his brother, Jaden Gibson's up to bat. And anything here, you can think about it, sacrifice fly could bring in Colin right here. So we'll see what Jaden's got in store, see if he can bring his brother home. And they're going to intentionally walk him. They're not even going to try. So Jaden heads to first, and Jake Hull is going to step up next. And Jake's got power too, so Grinnell could extend.
Now batting for Grinnell, pitcher number 23, Jake Hull.
Benton makes a little bit of a shift out there in the outfield. 1 out and 2 on.
I think it's kind of unique about Jake's hitting. He has the ability, and so is Jaden. They could kind of have a little placement hitting themselves.
Gallagher sends it right down the middle for ball 1. $11 hits for Jake, 11 runs. Only 3 strikeouts, batting .393 as it's down for ball 2.
The way they're kind of rounding out, they might almost could have took another intentional walk.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Oop.
Jake's going to duck there.
He's going to take that one, and oh, he did duck. No,
Yeah.
I thought maybe he got him on the back of the shoulder.
Grinnell who possibly only 1 pitch away from filling these bases here, and young freshman Gallagher here trying to get going. And it's going to be a ball, and we are loading the bases. So 1 out, and Noah Reese is going to hand his helmet off to number 8.
For Grinnell, number 8.
And we got a quick timeout here for Benton. So this will be number 8, Lewis Jolly, the junior, coming up to bat for the Tigers. So Gavin McFarland went out to first base to be a courtesy runner for Jake Hull. Jake most likely probably done pitching for the night as well. And this is number 8, Lewis Jolly, up to bat.
Lewis Jolly.
See what Lewis has in store here. Grinnell leads 3-0, 1 out, and the bases are loaded. And Gallagher has a ball on his first throw. It's the second time tonight Grinnell's been able to load the bases, I believe. Down for strike one. It's really gotten comfortable here at the ballpark. You know, it's hot all day. Cooled off a little bit. Lewis Jolly gets caught swinging. And down for strike two. So Benton calls time again. This time the ump's going to follow out and bring him back. Benton's thinking about maybe having a family gathering. They're really talking to each other here a lot this inning. Trying to finish up this ball game. We're in the bottom of the sixth. This could be the last time Grinnell's up here tonight if they can hang on here. And Jolly gets caught swinging. Out number two. Up to bat, I believe this is Barack Beck.
Now batting for Grinnell, center fielder number 2, Brock Beck.
8 hits for tonight for the orange and black, and then Benton only has 5. So Gallagher settles in, Barack settles in here on the plate. Still bases loaded with 2 outs. And that's outside for ball 1. Dangerous territory for a catcher like this. This ball goes wide. Grinnell's got Jaden Gibson right there sitting on third, ready to come home.
Yeah,
Or Colin, excuse me.
definitely a good stop, and the pitcher didn't even approach the plate. He had full confidence in that catcher on that.
Strike one for Gallagher. And it's just going to reach the outside. Ball 2. And that one rolls in the dirt, and here comes Colin home. Jaden's going to stay at third, and Grinnell takes a 4-0 lead. A little bit of an insurance run there.
Yeah, I think Coach Stenberg, when you see a wild pitch like that it was just in the reach of the catcher, you know that's going to happen again, especially if they got to reach a little bit further. So,
Ooh, just over Brock's head. It's going to be a walk. And the bases are loaded again with Nick Williams coming up to bat for Grinnell.
Now batting for the Tigers, second baseman number 5, Nick Williams.
As someone in the crowd just yelled, home run. I agree. Bases loaded. And this one's high, down for ball 1.
Courtesy runner for the catcher, number 20, Alex Smith.
Yeah, so Alex Smith comes out for Jaden Gibson, so Jaden heads back to the dugout. Smith going to step on third and run for Jaden. Bottom of the 6th, Grinnell leads 4-0 over the Bobcats of Benton. Seems like this inning is crawling along. And Nick's almost hit with that pitch, but still going to be called a strike. And down for strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Gallagher almost hit Nick there. 2 balls.
Nick's not even, I mean, he crowds the,
He's not
crowds
really even
the plate a little
phased,
bit,
yeah.
but he's not really crowding it that far in there.
2 balls, 2 strikes, swing and a miss. And that'll do it for the end of the 6th inning. Grinnell puts up 1, 4-0. We're headed to the top of the 7th. Benton's last chance to get a run.
All right, we have 5 more names for the Little League drawing. These are the
Hey there, I'm Joey Pollyi, third generation owner of Pollyi's in Grinnell. Since 1957, we've been serving you the flavors you savor. Dine in, carry out, or pick up our frozen pizzas for a night in. Our promise to you? Everything is made from scratch, and we only use the freshest ingredients, guaranteed. Plus, get your kids signed up for our Pags Pals program to get free pizza and shirts. Visit pollyi'sgrinnellia.com or ask your server how to sign up. See you soon at Pollyi's Pizza Grinnell on 5th Ave between Main and Broad Street.
So Jake Holt is still on the mound. He's going to try to close this game out for Grinnell. And this is number 9. This is Landon Shoemaker. Or Schmucker, excuse me. And they call it strike 1.
Did they call that a strike? I thought it was a ball.
Yep, call that a strike. Or no, ball, excuse me. Swing and a miss. That's a strike. 1-1. Grinnell can finish it here. Jake Cole trying to throw the shutout here against the Benton Bobcats. That one's a little low in the dirt, down for ball 2. Grinnell's got to be careful here. That was one of the things against the game against Newton. That last inning really got him going. This one's going to be popped up, though, and underneath it. Owen gets it. Down for out number 1. 2 more outs remaining. After the game, we'll try to catch up with Stenberg and a player. See if we can sit down and get some words with them.
Number 23, Justice McFarland.
And this one's going to be lined, popped up again. Drew's going to backtrack and can't come down with it. So count is 0-1, 1 out. Grinnell 2 outs away from sealing this thing up. Up to bat is Justice McFarland. And that one down for strike 2. Props to Jake for hanging in here all night. Hard to pitch still at full 7 innings. Jake knocked him in there for strike 3. 1 out away for Grinnell. Number 10, Drew Lang.
Now batting for the Bobcats. Left fielder, number 10, Drew Lang.
Grinnell can finish it here. Lang, swing and a miss. What a night by Jake.
That was a nice pitch.
And that one's just outside for ball 1. That one down for strike 2. 1 out away. Grinnell played a pretty good game tonight. They're going to see if they can finish this off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out remaining in this ball game. The 1-2 pitch. Down the middle, it's going to be a ball. Down for 2-2.
Just a little high out there, but I think quite a few of the crowd said that should have been a strike.
And that'll do it. Down for strike 3, and that will be the ball game. Grinnell wins 4-0 against the Benton Community Bobcats. They move to 10-1 of the season. The Bobcats fall 2, 4, and 8. And Grinnell will be back here Tuesday night against Pella Christian for a doubleheader. Props to Jake Cole for pitching out. Any final thoughts about tonight's game?
Well, I have to say it was pretty fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
You know, for the first time doing something like this, stepping over to baseball, you know, a lot of my background, I'm pretty strong in football and basketball, so to step over to somewhere where I'm not necessarily familiar with, it's been a fun night. We've been spending quite a bit of time in and out of this ball diamond. Tony Stenberg's just been really good to us. So I have to say we had a good time, and I hope those who watched on the stream, there's a few things I'm kind of tweaking as I go, but I think we figured out some of those problems and hopefully provided a nice view for you.
Visit polyeye'sgrinnellia.com or ask your server how to sign up. See you soon at Polly Eyes Pizza Grinnell on 5th Ave between Main and Broad Street.
All right, back here at the ballpark. Once again, thank you to Polly Eyes Pizza for sponsoring this baseball game. They'll be sponsoring us quite a bit through the baseball season. So we want to give a huge thanks to Polly Eyes Pizza for being our sponsor. It's a final from Fowler Field. Grinnell wins 4-0 over Benton Community. 8 hits for Grinnell, 5 for Benton. And both teams come up with no errors. So that's a pretty good night considering how Grinnell struggled with errors in the past few games. Grinnell got the bats going a little bit. Again, Coach Stenberg probably going to come up here in a little bit. Might bring a player up here, so we'll talk to him. Going through the final stats through all the players, Blake Hallbaugh was up to bat twice this evening. He had 1 hit. Colin Gibson was up to bat twice. He had 1 run hit, and he had a double. Jaden Gibson, 3 at-bats, 1 run, 1 hit. Jake Hull, 3 at-bats, 1 run, 1 hit, as well as 1 strikeout. Noah Reese, as the designated hitter, was up to bat twice. He struck out once. Lewis Jolly, another designated hitter, at bat once. He struck out. Brock Beck had a pretty good night. 2 at-bats, 1 run, and then 1 strikeout. Nick Williams was at bat 4 times, struck out once. Drew Coffin, pretty good night. 3 at-bats, 2 hits, 1 strikeout, and then Parker Johnson with 1 hit, and that's pretty much it. So pretty good night. Obviously, Jake Hull, 7 innings pitched, only gave up 5 hits, had 10 strikeouts. That's a really good night. He moves his record to, I believe, 4-1 on the season. So a really nice little ball game put together by Jake. And, you know, when you get ready for a doubleheader on next Tuesday, that's a good win to move forward.
Yeah, and when you look at the statistics of your strikeouts to your total pitches, you know, so it's not as tough on the pitcher when you have to, you know, work back and forth and have a ton of balls or, you know, and strikes go together. So he was pretty efficient off the mound, and I think that, you know, put him in a good place. He'll be happy going in tonight, and he'll be able to sit down and maybe go back and look and actually watch it on a replay, see how it looks, and maybe even change something. This is something new for these kids that they haven't actually seen before. I know in the basketball season, there's quite a few of the players that come up and talk and say that they actually like the replay to go back and see what's going on. And same thing, you know, here with baseball. So maybe this will be something different that they'll be able to sit back and enjoy a little bit, and hopefully it's a good thing overall.
So we'll wait for some of the players to come up here. Again, like I said, next week we will be here for Pella Christian, and then also Sheraton is next week, so we'll be here for that game. Doubleheader against Pella on Tuesday night, and then the game against Sheraton. Just a single game, but we'll be out here for some Little Hawkeye Conference action next week. Obviously, this game tonight wasn't for the Little Hawkeye Conference, but a win is a win, and I'm pretty sure Grinnell will take that any day of the week.
Well, I think a lot of these kids, even though they don't have no ties to it, but knowing that both of the Stenberg coaches had ties back to Benton Community, that's where they played in high school, and you know, obviously they played quite well. We went over some of the statistics earlier. Very good players in high school, so I think that just gives them a little bit of a drive to say, hey, we want to go out and play tough against Coach's old alma mater, and they did tonight. They definitely put the bats to work. We saw quite a few hits, and then, you know, to round it out, to take care of the game and bring those guys home. So it was definitely a good game to watch.
So once again, we're waiting for the players and coaches maybe to come up here and speak to us for a little bit. Again, it's a final here from Grinnell at Fowler Field. Grinnell defeats Benton Community 4-0. Grinnell had 8 hits compared to Benton Community's 5. And Jake Hull throws the shutout against the Bobcats. Grinnell, since 2010, moves up to 2-1 all time. It's their first win against the Bobcats since 2011, when they won 7-5. So really nice little victory here for Grinnell tonight. We're going to head off the mic here for a little bit. We'll get back to when we get someone up here in the booth. But once again, Grinnell wins 4-0 over Benton Community.
good or sitting right here?
Yeah. Tony comes up here. Tony, have a seat. All right. So this, when it turns on, you'll just have it speak a little bit louder. Okay. And just put it right to your chin. Those guys, they'll pick up everything that they have.
Okay. Sounds good. Good there.
This is neat.
Yeah. Good. Probably, is there a light switch in here? No. That'll be good. Oh yeah, there we go. On frame.
Yeah, actually shut it off. It puts too much backlight on.
Alright.
Perfect. Just kind of squeeze in. You can kind of see yourselves.
Cool.
Look here. Don't look at this. All right. Turn your mind. Good.
Alright, we're back here with Coach Stenberg, Jake Hull. Guys, congratulations on the win tonight. Good win against Benton.
Thank you.
First, we'll start with Jake. Jake, obviously, 10 strikeouts. That's a really good night.
Thank you.
So what does this look for as motivation as you keep going through the season? Your record's now 4-1. That's a really good start. How you looking?
No, it's a positive, step forward. I know those last 2 games that I pitched, I kind of hit a wall in the 5th inning, and so it was good that I could complete this game, get over that hump, and that brings a lot of confidence to my next start pitching, and we continue to get the bats going. It's looking good for us in the future.
How'd the team do overall, in your opinion? Pretty good hitting night overall.
Mm-hmm.
How's the team gotten better over the past few days of practice?
Well, we've been trying to improve our our 1 strike, 1 ball at bats, because I know like the games before that, we would let pitches go and then we'd get deep in the count in the at bats, and so that would hurt us. So coaches have done a good job working with us in practice, and so overall I thought the guys did a great job tonight. Hitting the ball, getting on base somehow. So.
Coach, probably good to see a 0 underneath the errors column tonight after the Newton game, a little bit of a struggle on that. How'd you guys do that tonight? What'd you guys do in practice this week to kind of help that?
Yeah, you mentioned Newton. That was definitely a rough second game there defensively. That's kind of been a rarity. The defense has kind of been our strength out in pitching. And so I knew the guys would get back to work yesterday in practice, and we'd clean those things up in the infield, and we'd get back to work. So I was proud of the zero error night tonight, but it's kind of what I expect out of these guys, because that's the kind of team they are, the kind of players they are.
You guys get Pella Christian on Tuesday, doubleheader. How do you prepare for a doubleheader?
We talked about this out there after the game. It was good to finish 3-1 this week and bounce back. But next week's the grind. We have 6 games in the week. Starting with Pella Christian is going to have a solid pitcher to throw at us, and some hitters that can do some things. And so we need to make sure that we're playing really good defense, and that's really important in games or in weeks where we play 6 games or so, because pitch counts need to stay down so that we can keep our pitchers being efficient and not have to use a whole lot of bullpen in those starts. So that's really important that we play defense behind that.
Well, I'm pretty sure the Little Leaguers appreciate a good win tonight, and it was really fun watching you guys. Good luck to you guys the rest of the week.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.